Hey, Bulls and Bears, we are back with another dose of economic reality. It is Monday, February 20th, and today is President's Day. Markets are closed. But thank you for joining in. I'm back, as you can see, at my home base here. I think the video, it was yesterday's video I did from Riverside. It was kind of a shorter video. Today we want to get caught up on a few more things. But the news that I'm finding today, typical of an economy that's sliding into a severe economic downturn. I mean, if you ask most people, we're already there. We're already in the downturn. If you just look at some of the surveys that came out, the people that think we're doing better is shrinking every time we see one of these surveys come out, right? So more people sliding further into debt, the cost of living not coming down. Even the last CPI report, which is very, very flawed and leaves out a lot of things that most people need to survive. But even that last CPI report showed an uptick again in inflation, and the news channels were shocked. Oh my goodness, inflation didn't decrease like we were told was going to happen. So, folks, the writing's on the wall that things are going to continue to slide down into just tougher times for most people. Hopefully, not most of us. Hopefully, since we've been prepared and been tracking this, we're going to be on top of this, looking for investments, looking for ways to cut back, just being cautious on splurging and big expenses. Even Jeff Bezos told us last fall not to go out and buy any big ticket items, which is strange to hear from someone so rich and someone that runs a company based on selling stuff, right? But let's talk about some of this news here. Layoffs have been just huge so far here in 2023. They actually began last fall. We saw a lot of different warning signs that things were not good, with FedEx laying off people in the peak of holiday shipping season, Amazon laying off people last fall. That continues here this year. But here's an article here, Wall Street Journal. Amazon corporate workers face pay reduction after shares slip. So now these lower stock prices, a lot of people depend on stock payouts, or part of their pay is stocks, shares of stock from the company they work for. And so they're going to have to get used to lower priced stocks now with these payouts. Stock heavy compensation plans means employees receive 15 to 50% below projected pay targets. Now, that may not seem like a big deal. These people that are getting stock options or stock as part of their payments usually are in pretty good positions within the company. But how many of these people went out and bought a overpriced home and got a 30-year mortgage based on what they were making when the stock market was at all-time highs, and now they're in for a rude awakening? And that goes for a lot of these workers in general. Typically, tech workers make pretty good money, but now with all these layoffs, how many of these people, and you may see these layoffs and you may not think it's much, 100 something thousand last month in January. You may not think that seems like a lot in the big picture, but how many of those people went out and got a home at the peak of the bubble and now they're laid off? How many of these people are going to have to put their house on the market? So are they out looking for a new job right now? And is that why we're not seeing a bigger surge in inventory of homes coming on the market for sale? We'll have to say take a wait and see approach, but typically people don't want to sell their home in the winter because they know that's the slowest time of the year. This spring, coming up in just a couple months, we're going to see what's going to be the real story with that here. Twitter, more layoffs. Twitter lays off more employees from their sales team. That comes out of the Economic Times. As of last month, they had 800 sales and marketing employees. The exact number of layoffs is not known yet. It's just an initial announcement. We'll keep you updated once we find out more about the numbers behind that. What a weird time we're living in, folks. We've got a lot of distractions happening right now. The balloons are watching us. The space invaders, space invaders are coming to get us. I think you're going to see a lot of just crazy news come out to distract people from this economic decline, from this economic collapse. And I think we're going to see a lot of it come out of the political sphere with the whole left versus right thing, and We caught this person doing that. We caught that person doing this. Distractions in the sky. We shot down a balloon. There's actually some reports out here that the cost to shoot down these balloons was something like $400,000. Was it just one balloon? I'm not even really paying that much attention to it. To me, it's just irrelevant. The balloon is watching me. They're spying on me. The balloon is watching me drive down the road. Now, some people say there's some pretty. It's pretty. Some people think it's a pretty big deal. They think we're being spied on because our infrastructure is going to be targeted. And I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Look at all the other things happening right now. The things that are blowing up and catching fire. Prepare for the unexpected, and actually, it's at the point right now where you might want to actually expect some of these crazy things to happen. We're on the brink of World War III, according to many people. Will war be something that's brought in to maybe distract people or kind of a scapegoat for the economic collapse, for this failed economic system, for the bankrupt United States of America, which, if we don't increase our debt ceiling, everything comes to a screeching halt. And then we're talking about Mad Max and millions of starving people here. Other services now, we talked about Twitter a few minutes ago. Now they're charging people for their little blue check mark. Other platforms now want to charge people a monthly fee for having their check mark or to be verified. Facebook and Instagram are two more other platforms that are thinking about doing this. How many people are going to go out and pay all these different platforms to have a blue check mark? I'm surprised that people were even doing it for one, but when it comes to these social media platforms, how many people are going to go out and buy 2, 3, 4, 5 different subscriptions every month with the type of debt that people are in right now? I don't really think that's going to be a good move for these other platforms. I'm surprised that even Twitter's, really getting away with it, but we'll see how long that lasts, and we'll see if these companies have to reverse course when people just don't buy it. So we'll have to wait and see. As I said earlier, markets closed today. Let me just give you some prices though, because there are some things that are still moving here. Bitcoin just under 25,000. We've got oil just under $78 per barrel. Now, a lot of people are seeing relief with the lower oil prices and lower gas prices. Keep in mind, this is likely just seasonal, because when we look back at the 5 previous winters before this year, we're actually higher than we were in any of those 5 previous winters, right? So a lot of this looks to me like it's seasonal. Please let me know what you think down in comments. Sorry, I think I scraped my microphone. Sorry if that made a noise there. Please let me know down in the comments if you think this is seasonal, and if this summer we're going to see new all-time highs, or at least matching the previous year's last summer's highs. Please let me know what you think down in comments. Gold 1851, silver 2183. Silver, especially a very beat down asset. I will continue to accumulate silver as a long-term play. And another thing I'm looking into is getting more miner stocks, because when these precious metal prices are unleashed, you're going to see the miner stocks, in my opinion, rise pretty dramatically along with the precious metal once that price suppression ends. Because what's happening right now, central banks are accumulating the real physical asset, gold, silver, like we've never seen before. Central banks accumulating, especially China and these other countries that are looking to go outside of the dollar. Not just looking, they're trading outside of the dollar. So hard assets, gold and silver, are going to be the system going forward. All right. There's also a lot of talk about digital currencies. Yes, there are some folks out there that want to see us go all digital. But when it comes to the battle between a digital baseless fiat currency or a hard asset backed currency, the hard asset backed currency is going to win in the end, because you're going to see either massive inflation or hyperinflation for the baseless fiat currency. We're already seeing it. Not only do we have to worry about lack of production as far as the cost of living, we don't produce enough. We consume too much, and we don't produce enough. Not only that, but now we have this this fiat currency versus other countries that are integrating precious metals into their currency system, into their system of trade, into their monetary system. So it's going to be a double whammy, folks. There's a lot of people out there predicting deflation. Other people out there predicting inflation. I think it's going to be a combination of both, depending on what item, what goods you're looking at. But either way, we're going to have to strap it in and keep an eye on this and keep ahead of this game. Keep your head on a swivel because it's getting more dangerous. Crime is rising. I read a report here out of LA, as LA Times. A sheriff up in LA is saying do not leave anything in your car because break-ins and vehicle thefts and people breaking into vehicles are getting so bad in LA. The sheriff came out and warned, don't leave even a bottle, an empty bottle into your car because someone might break in and get the 10-cent refund, just an empty bottle. They're saying don't even leave an empty bottle in your car. How ridiculous is that? It used to be don't leave your purse or don't leave, a laptop computer where people can see it. Don't leave shopping bags where people can see it. Now, don't even leave an empty bottle. That's Los Angeles because it's so bad because people are so desperate. They're going to break into your car to get a 10 cents or even less than 10 cents if you look at CRV, what CRV is here in California. To get a few cents, people are going to break your window, right? How crazy is that? Crazy times, folks. Look out for the balloons and the space invaders. All right, we're going to make this one a shorter one today since it's a holiday. Thanks for being here. And we're going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let me know what you're up to down in comments. Hope everyone's well. Keep stacking big love. Bye for now, and peace.